Hello, everyone. I think we are live now, and I hope my audio is coming. Let me just check the audio and let me see if everything is fine, and then we can start. Okay, great. It seems that everything is fine, and we are live right now. So, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And I know I have not posted for a very long time, but I was busy with a lot of things, and in this time, I built a SaaS, and I have launched a SaaS, and I have upgraded my skills in GenAI and other stuff, all the new stuff which is going on. So, like all of you know that it is a crazy world we are living right now, and everything is changing. The complete software development is changing. The way how developers are right now, it is changing. The job roles are changing. A lot of things are changing. Okay, so yeah, we need to adapt to the situation, and that was the reason probably I did not post for a very long time, but I hope to post more often in 2026. And one of my targets for 2026 is to learn robotics. And as most of you know, like those who have been following my channel, that I have been a web developer for long. I have very little knowledge of Python and C++, which are the go-to languages in robotics specifically. So I've done a lot of projects in Arduino. I have significant experience in Raspberry Pi, Linux, and stuff like that, but I don't have any experience in ROS, and that is what I aim to learn in 2026. And the first step is towards ROS is to basically learn Python and C++ because they are the two popular languages where ROS shines. And Python, it'll be like easier for me to switch to Python first, and then we will move to C++ as well, because for doing serious robotics stuff, you need to know C++ because without C++, you really can't do serious stuff because C++ is a very fast language. Okay, and yeah, and regarding that, do I even need to learn Python in the age of the AI and the way we can generate code from LLMs? Now, that is a very debatable topic. And yeah, I am also of the same opinion that the software, the complete software development space is being going to change. Okay, so a lot of the software development, or probably the all of the software development, will be done by AI in the coming time. But I still feel that understanding the code and knowing how to code really gets you in a very good position, and really helps a lot, because the way I saw things, that I have been a very good so I have been knowing how to code right now till now. And when this AI era came, it it was really helpful for me, because since knew already how to code, so I could vibe code more easily. Or probably I don't like the term vibe code, or probably vibe code is not the exact word for developers. It is AI assisted coding. So uh, basically, it was very easy for me or for developers who knew how to code to do AI assisted AI assistive coding and be more productive in their workspace. So, and I think that will remain. So, AI or LLMs are just tools which, of course, will get better, but the requirement of developers in some way will remain. And probably knowing things, how to set up everything, how to set up your environment and stuff like that, reading and understanding the code, reading and understanding the technical stuff really puts you in a very good position today and probably even tomorrow. So, with that said, we will continue our journey of learning code. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my skills in Python. So I have done quite amount of Python programming. So I basically understand all the Python code. But if you really say that can I write code myself? So I can't write the code myself, and I don't aim to do that in the present era. I don't. I will probably be using AI assistive coding for all of my tasks, but I should be confident enough about what code has been written by AI so that I'm in control of the code base. Because as the code base becomes larger, once you have a clear understanding of how things work, what is happening, that helps you a lot. And if you are making new projects, then it helps you a lot in basically when you know how to set up things and stuff like that. Now, secondly, the next thing which I wanted to discuss is that in robotics specifically, it is very difficult to do purely AI assisted coding or vibe coding. Now, I'll tell you the reason why. Because, like when you're doing web development, what happens is that you, and especially when you are starting from scratch, like you don't have anything and you're building out scratch, you're using probably Windsurf or Cursor or any such kind of agentic AI coding tool. So it becomes very easy to do that because you that ID, prompt that agentic ID, and it will write the code for you, and you have that thing, right? Now things already gets difficult when you're working with the existing code base, and that code base is large. So in that scenario, you have to have a bit of understanding. Again, you can use the LLMs to understand the code, but again, you have to understand the code to write or to progress further in the code base. Now, similarly, in when you talk about robotics, it is a multidisciplinary field. So you have to manage a lot of things. You have to manage the power, manage the electronics, the control algorithm, then physics, and the way things are connected to your SBC. So the way your actuators and sensors are connected to your SBC will completely change the way you write code. The type of components you're using will completely change the way you write code. So there are a lot of things, and every day a new sensor or an actuator is getting developed or getting launched basically. And if your LLM does not have that in their training data, they will really struggle to write specific code for that purpose. So again, there are ways and means of obviously you can pass the documentation in the context and stuff like that. But again, understanding that code becomes pretty important. So having said that, let's start and let's learn Python. Or I'll say not exactly in this live stream. I'm gonna learn Python. I'm gonna refresh my skills and do everything from scratch. And I'm doing this live stream so that everything remains documented. I can refer back to this video. Anyone else who is in the same boat, who is a JavaScript developer and who knows some amount of programming can easily watch these videos, because I'm not gonna waste time uh, at all. We're gonna move fast and we're gonna brush up the basics of Python, and uh, subsequently in further live streams we will see how we can use generative AI or AI assistive coding to make projects and stuff like that, to make new stuff built and stuff like that. So, coming on to the uh, Python proper. Now, one of the biggest issues which a beginner faces, like if you're a first time developer in Python, so one of the biggest issue which you will face, and probably you will not even come to know that you are going to face that this issue, is the setting up of environment. So if you are a web developer and if you are coming from a JavaScript background, say, so what we do, we install packages through npm or pnpm, stuff like that. Okay, so what happens is a folder of node modules is created and all your dependencies are stored in that particular folder, right? Now, when you create another project, for example, another Node.js project, another React.js project, again, you run a npm install and it will create a node modules folder for you. So for every project, there is a node modules folder which contains all the dependencies which you can use to uh, create that project, right? Now, what happens in Python is that that process is not very straightforward, or it is a straightforward process, but it is not the go-to process. I would say it's not the go-to method. For example, if right now I have my VS Code terminal open, and if I start writing the code here, it will work. It will work perfectly fine. But when you're coding in Python, and as your code base grows larger, so what happens is that you need a lot of packages are dependent on one another. So what happens is that there can be a dependency clash. For example, if you have some package of some versions, say x.1, okay, and that requires a different package y point probably 6. Now if you will install both the packages, they will get installed in your main Python directory. Now, if you make some other project where you require x.2 and y.7, and if you try to install it, they will also get installed, and your project will fail to run or build because there will be a dependency clash. So that is one of the biggest frustration when you are doing it as a beginner, because once you will start just doing pip installs, you will not even know your main Python install starts getting corrupted. I'll not say corrupted, basically getting it starts getting a lot of packages, and due to that, what happens is that uh, you will face that issues because we are not separating the environment. So for that, to solve that problem, the first thing when you are starting out with any Python project is to create a virtual environment. So similar to the node modules folder which we used to do in web development, we have you have to create a virtual environment kind of thing, a virtual environment in the Python. So that will contain only the packages which you require for this particular project. Understood? So right now we are going to brush up the basics. Probably we will not even require any packages for this particular project, but we will learn how to create that particular environment, so that that should be your muscle memory. Whenever you are starting with a Python project, create a environment and always work in that particular environment. That is kind of mandatory. Okay, otherwise you're gonna mess up your original Python install, and suddenly everything will fail and you will have to delete everything and reinstall Python and stuff like that. Now, installation of Python, that I have already installed in my PC. I've not worked on Python for quite a few time, quite some time. So I don't know that whether it's updated or not. So we'll see whether it's updated or not. Uh, but we have to create a virtual environment. Now, coming on to virtual environment, there are multiple ways you can do that. Now, for everything in Python, there are multiple ways to do that. Okay, so there's no set standard method that okay you have to follow this particular path or that particular path. Every path is correct, and it depends on what feels right for you or what is suitable for you. Now, what is suitable for me or what I felt was the easiest is to install Anaconda. Okay, so you have to install Anaconda. I'll show you that. So let's go to Anaconda and okay, so this is the Anaconda website. Okay, and they provide a beautiful environment management system using Conda. Okay, so you can either install the complete Anaconda or you can install even Mini Conda. Okay, so both of the options you have to install that, and here's the free download section. So here you can download the Anaconda distribution. Now, once you will download it, it will look something like this. So if I say, yeah, this is the Anaconda Navigator. Let me just open it and show it to you. Yeah, and this is the Conda which I was telling about. So it is an open source package and environment management system that runs on Windows, Linux, Mac OS, everywhere. So you can just install this Conda and you are good to go. And this is the mini Conda. So you can either install mini Conda or you can install the full version of Anaconda. I installed a full version of Anaconda so that I can work with it. It will take some time to load. So yeah, my Anaconda Navigator is not updated, so I will update it later sometime. Right now, I just want to show you the Ana how the Anaconda Navigator looks like. Okay, so this is the Anaconda Navigator. Now, apart from VS Code, you have the PyCharm. I don't know why the install option is probably my Anaconda Navigator is not updated, so it is showing like this. But yeah, you can install now. You can see they're activated. So you can install the PyCharm IDE, or you can use the Jupyter notebooks, or you can use the Spider. Spider is again a beautiful tool to learn Python, or you can use our good old VS Code, which I'm going to use today. Okay, so Spider is also very pretty easy to use. I have used it a lot. I have not used PyCharm much, but you can use either of Spider or VS Code. Okay, so let's close this. Yes. Okay. And let's open ChatGPT. And here I want to say I have Conda or I have Anaconda installed. Hi there. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat. So we are going to set up a virtual environment using Conda for Python development. So I have Anaconda installed, and I want to set up my virtual environment using Conda. Okay, so this is what we'll say. And okay, so yeah, this is the command Conda create name mynv Python. So this is how you create the virtual environment. So as I told you, the concept about the virtual environment, that it is required so that your Python, the original Python installation remains clean. So in that way, we can create the uh, virtual environment. Okay, and then we have to activate the virtual environment using Conda activate tool, and then you can go into the Conda environment. So let's do that. So let's go to VS Code. Let's open the terminal using Control and backtick. And yeah, and here we will say Conda version. Okay, nice. We have Conda 25.5.1, and now it says that we have to say Conda create name mynv Python. Okay, so we say Conda create name, and instead of my env I will say Python tuts. So this is the name which you can give. Any name can be given. So instead of my env I am saying Python tuts. Now you can specify the Python version, but even if you don't specify, it will automatically use the Python version which is in use. Okay, so I'll just do this, and I think it should create a virtual environment for me, and you can see that it is creating using the default version, default settings. Okay, so it's giving me the location where it'll create that environment for me. Basically, the node modules folder, if you want to understand in that context. So this is the location where my environment will be created. So I want to proceed. So I'll say Y, and nice. My uh, environment has been created. Now what I want to do is I want to activate using conda activate and the environment name. So once I have created, this is the command, and then we have to do conda activate. Apart from that, you can also probably do conda list env. I guess this is the command. Uh, okay, so it's not, sorry, it's probably conda env list, something like that. Yeah, and you can see that are all the environments which I have created are available here, and you can see that this is our Python tuts environment. Okay, so now I'm gonna activate conda activate Python tuts. And if you can see that here in the bracket, we have the name of the virtual environment. That means that my virtual environment has been activated. Now, whatever I do, whatever packages I install, whatever I do, it will be done in this particular virtual environment only. And my original installation of Python will will always remain clean. So I'll not mess up the original Python install. So that is a very important step which you must take before starting to code in Python, before writing any code. This is not mandatory, of course, but it is very, very important. Okay. Okay. So once this is done, now I'm ready. Now let's create a new file here. So I've opened a folder in VS Code and I'll say uh, that one probably dot py like this. Great. And now uh, our Python file has been created. And now we can start with the actual Python lessons. Okay. Okay. It is telling me to select a Python interpreter. I don't think that is required. So if I say print and if I say hello world, like, and if I run this, let's see what happens. Okay, nothing happened. If I say here Python, and you can see that it is getting run here. So we can run our scripts using this command. Okay. So now this print command is one of the most basic command in Python, which you can use. Okay. So once our setup is done, now let's move fast and let's cover all things. I'm using W3 Schools to basically uh, refresh my Python memory. Okay, it's a very great site. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so this is the W3 school sites. You can just go over all the sections here to learn Python, or you can follow along with me in my live stream, and we're gonna do it together. Okay, so let me set this up again. Yeah. Okay, so uh, let's get started. Okay, I have told you this is the print command. This is the most basic command. Hello world. Now coming on to the syntax. Now, if you're coming from JavaScript, how we used to write JavaScript code was we used to end every JavaScript code with a semicolon, and we used to use braces, the curly braces, to separate our code. In Python, everything works on indentation. So if I am writing this and if I am writing something from here, so if I give an indentation like one tab, so everything in this particular line will be the same block of code. So this line, if it is from this particular indentation, and this line from this indentation will be in different block of code. They will have different scope, or uh, basically they are like different. Okay, so let me give you an example. So here the example, it is giving is like is so if I say if 5 is greater than 2, okay, and then you have to use this colons, and here if I say print, it worked something anything, okay, like this. So this should be executed, right? So here if I run the command again, okay, I have to save the file first and I'll run the command again like this, and you can see it worked here. Okay, so this is how it works. If I'll do like this, you can see it is giving me a, yeah, expected indented block. So this is very important, that this is a complete mental shift, that you have to work everything, you have to look at the code through indentation. Okay, okay, so now, how do you create variables in Python? In JavaScript, you used to say let, const, and stuff like that. In Python, nothing is required. You can just say that x equal to 2, and that's it. X is a variable. You can say y equal to hello world, like this, and that's it. This is a variable. So this is another variable. Okay. So Python does not has any command for creating a variable. Okay. Now coming on to statements. Okay, so I've already explained what a statement is. Fine. Now let's come on to Python output. So as I told you, print command is used to get the outputs in Python. Okay. Okay, nice. So if you want to print multiple words on the same line, you can use the end parameter. Okay, so if I'm using, for example, if I say print hello world, it automatically, you can say it creates a new line. So hello world, and after that it worked. So what we can do is we can use a end parameter, and like we can give a space here. Now if I'll run this, probably they should come in a same line, and you can see hello world, it worked. So they are in the same line. So in the print command you can put a end parameter so that your multiple lines, they end in the same line. So print is basically something like console.log of JavaScript. Now if you want to print text and numbers, like if you just want to print numbers, you can directly print. So if I say print 100 will be printed on the terminal. But if I want to print this is some text, so my text should be in double quotes, and there should be a comma between the two data types. So it will print it this way. Okay, so let's save this and do this, and you can see hello world, it work 100, this is some text like this. Okay. Okay, now coming on to variables, I already told you that there's no command to create variables. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. Okay, now variables do not need to be declared with any particular type and can even change the type after they have been set. So that is one thing, that variable do not need to be declared with any particular type, and they can even change type after they have been set. So what it says is that if I have declared x with 2, so if I change this x with something like 2, it will not give me any error. Okay, so you can do that. We can just change the uh, data type just whenever you want. Fine. Now the next thing is casting. So if you want to specify the data type of a variable, this can be done with casting. If you want to specify the data type of a variable, this can be done with casting. Okay. So if I want to specify that some probably number, but that should behave as a text, so I can do that with the help of casting. So what I can say is x equal to str2. Now this 2 will be a text, it will not be a number. Okay, now instead of str I can also do int, and it can also do float, like this. So any data type which Python supports, we'll see what the data types are later, but this is how you can do casting. Okay, and we can get the data type of a variable with the type function. So what you can do is we can say print, and then we can say type, and then the variable name. So probably we can say x here, and if I just copy, and we can say we can print the type of y also. And if I save this and if I run this, you can see that we are getting the type of x as int, because finally at last we have changed the data type of x as int, and y, you can see uh, it is the text, it is a string. So here we are saying int and string. Okay, now string variables can be declared either by using single or double quotes. Okay, so we can use either single quotes or double quotes. So here we have used double quotes for all the text, but we can use single quotes. It is same as JavaScript. So in JavaScript also we used to use single quotes or double quotes for text, and that is same as that. So that is the thing. And okay, variable names are case sensitive. I think that is the same again as in JavaScript. And hi, if you have any question, you can ask me. We are like, just to give you an overview again, we are going over the Python basics, and we are just revising the concepts of Python for robotics, which we aim to learn further. So variable names are case sensitive. So if we have created something x, if I create something like x, that will have different connotation. Okay. Now, coming on to the next topic, which is variable names. So there are rules for Python variables. So it says that the variable must start with a letter or an underscore character. Okay, variable cannot start with a number. Okay, so the Python variables cannot start with a number. Now let me show you comments. So this is how you can put comments in Python with a hash. Okay, so it says that it should start with a letter, no numbers. It should not have numbers at the start. Okay, no numbers at the start, and it can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. It can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay, only alphanumeric characters and underscores. Case sensitive, as I told you. Variable name cannot be of any Python keywords, of course, same as in JavaScript. So you cannot have any of the Python keywords. That's fine, that's great. Yeah, now it says that we have a convention in Python that we generally write. There are for multiple types like camel case, Pascal case, snake case. Okay, that's not important. We'll skip that. Generally, what I have seen people doing snake case in Python. So generally, when people declare multiple word variable name, so for example, my variable, if I say, so generally we use like this. This is snake case. In JavaScript, we used to do like this, camel case. In Python, I have seen snake case, and I'm gonna use the same for my multi-word variables. Okay, Python will assign multiple values. How do you assign multiple values in Python? So you can use comma to separate the variable names and the values. So this is how you do it. I'll just copy and paste it here. Okay, so XYZ is equal to orange, banana, cherry, like this. So this is how you uh, basically write different variable names. Thank you, KSA. Sorry, I don't know your name is Khadro Khali. So thank you so much, bro. That comment means a lot, and thank you for watching me. Please give a subscribe. Yeah. So if you have any doubts, like all those who are watching, if you have any doubts, you can ask me any question if in case you don't understand something. Okay. And yeah. So many values to multiple variables. This is the way. Now the next way is that one value to multiple variables. If you want to do one value and if you want to assign it to multiple variables, you can use equal to sign right in the declaration like this, and this will give it will give all x, y, and z the same name. Okay. Now the next is that unpack a collection. So if you have a collection of values in a list or tuple, now we'll see what list and tuple are. They are similar to arrays of JavaScript. We'll see that. But if you have that in collection of values, you can use that to extract. For example, if I say if we have a collection like this, fruits, okay, and you want to give different names to this, X, Y, and Z. So you can do this. Now X will be apple, Y will be banana, Z will be cherry. So this is great. So we have to remember that if we have a collection, we can directly use that collection with the names of the variables to assign the different values of the collection to the different variables. Great. Okay, output variables. So we have already learned about print. Print is the way. Hi, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the comment. Please subscribe, all those who are watching. And if you have any doubt, please ask me. Uh, Hi, Rush. Hi. So, okay. So we have already seen the print function. We have already seen the print. Hi, Rush. Uh, Hi, Rush F. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, so we have the print function, okay? So we have already learned how to use the print function. You can also use the plus operator to output multiple values. Okay, so if you want to output different variables, so one way we had which we had seen is using the comma in between. So we can do number and then comma and then some other text. Okay, so another way is to use plus. So this is the example which we have, and I'll just copy and paste it here. So you can see x is equal to Python, y equal to is, and z equal to awesome. Print x, y, z. Okay, Mayank, we are actually I am this year, my this year plan is to learn robotics, and I'm just refreshing my skills on Python. So basically, I have a completely JavaScript background, and I have done some coding in Python, but I'm refreshing my skills to eventually learn ROS. So today we'll probably complete the Python revision, and then we will jump on to ROS development and stuff like that. So that is my aim, computer vision, ROS, and stuff like that. So that is the aim. We are revising the complete Python language in one shot, or like till whatever time I have the energy to keep going on. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah. So okay. So for outputting the variables, I told you we can do the comma and then we can do the plus to print the variables or output the variables. Okay. Now you can use the plus operator for multiple data types as well. So you can use plus for the text as well as numbers. Okay. So that's great. Now coming on to the next. So global variables. Now let's come to the scope. So variables that are created outside of a function are known as global variables. Outside of function, we have not yet created any function. So all of this which is created, so the x, y, z, whatever we are creating, these are known as global variables. It can be used by everyone, both inside and outside the function. Okay. Now creating a variable create a variable outside and we can use it inside also. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So this is an example. Okay, so this is the variable x is equal to awesome. Then def is the keyword to create the function. Okay, def is the keyword to create a function in Python. Thank you so much, Vedi. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, we will talk about that, Mayank. Mayank will definitely talk about it. Like, what advice, like, complete the software space is changing. Like, you can have see the live stream later when it ends from the beginning. I have talked about how the software space is going to be for all of you guys, the CSE guys you have, like, the India's IT dream, what is going to happen with it. We're going to talk about it, but today like we will try to complete the Python stuff and we will uh, complete the I'll not break my flow. This is a very interesting topic. I would love to talk about that, but not right now. We will definitely talk about it. Okay, I'll drop you a comment later uh, in this. Yeah, Vadi, how do I start with robotics? I have started this year. My aim is to get the core of robotics. I have worked with Arduino. Like, if you have not yet started with robotics, you can start with something Arduino, Raspberry Pi, stuff like that. But like, if you stay with me, I will try my best to learn robotics by this year, and with me, all of us will learn. Bro, Rush, I got you up, but let's not break the flow. Like making multiple comments will not help. Today, uh, you are a JE student, then you need to first crack JE if you want to actually go into IITs. If you are here for learning Python, so let's learn Python for today, okay? So we will talk about those things in some probably other live stream or something like that. Thank you so much, Meg. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Love you. Okay. So where were we? So I was explaining the functions. Okay. So def is the keyword where you can use by which you can define functions in Python. Okay. So we'll dive more into Python in the functions chapter, but yeah, here this is the basic overview. And then here you can see that x is the global variable. So I have told print Python is x. So the this will print this thing, and this is the function call. So here we have defined the function. This is the function definition, and this is the function call. Now, if I run the script, you can see that we should get Python is awesome, something like that. You can see Python is awesome. We are getting two times because it is coming, one is coming from here and one is coming from here. Okay. Now, The global keyword. Normally, when you create a variable inside a function, that variable is local and can only be used inside that function. To create a global variable inside a function, you can use the global keyword. Again, scoping principle probably same as JavaScript. I guess as far as I remember, it is same in JavaScript as well. So if I say y equal to, or I have already used xyz, so if I create another variable, say local variable like this, and uh, let's give it some value, okay, some value. And if I try to use this outside the function, I cannot use it. So if I say print uh, local var like this, you can see that we are getting an error that it is not defined. So we cannot use that because it is a local variable which is inside this function. We can only use it inside the function. If want to use it outside the this thing, yeah, Rush, I'll definitely give my Insta ID to you. I'll drop in the comment. I'll drop in the comment after the live stream, bro. Thank you. Okay, so here we will say uh, what we can use the global keyword. Okay, bro, I heard you. You'll get the Insta ID. Okay, so this is the thing. So global local var. Now you can use it outside the variable as well. So if I save this, I think this should work. This is what it says. If I use global something, okay, let me just declare it first and then say local var. Okay, this is how you use the global keyword. So if you use a global keyword inside the function, then you can use it outside the function as well. So if you have created some variable outside the function, it is global by default. If you want to create a global variable inside a function, you can use the global keyword. And while using the global keyword, we cannot directly assign it a value as you saw. So first you have to create a global, then a variable name, and then after that we have to do the local var thing. Okay, or basically the name of the global variable. Okay, so let's come to the next topic, Python data types. Now, data types is one of the most important topic in any programming languages. So for Python, we have multiple different data types. So it has a text data type, numeric data type, sequence data type. So text is basically the strings, which you can see here. Numeric data types are int, float, and complex. Int is the integer, float is the decimal floating point numbers, basically 2.3, 4.6. And Rush F, bro, India. If you are JEE student, so I guess you are from which country, bro? I am from India. So numeric data types is int, float, and complex. Int, float, and complex. So int is basically integer, float is floating point numbers, and complex is uh, complex data type. Now, Python is used for a lot of scientific computing, so you require complex numbers also. So it has a different data type for complex numbers. Now, sequence data types are list, tuple, and range. So sequence data types are basically collection type of items. For example, here as we saw, for example, this is a collection. So this is a list. So list, tuple, and range. These are sequence data types. I don't remember what they are. I We will get onto those things when in that particular chapter. So they are sequence data types. Then we have mapping data type, which is dict or dictionary. It is key value pair as far as I remember. Again, we will come out to the dictionary topics. Now we have set data types. So frozen set, these are two data types. I don't know what frozen set does. Set I remember that it is probably the in set you can only have unique values. Okay, in list you can have same values. For example, in a list you can have apple, banana, and cherry. But when you have a set, I think it's just unique values. Again, we'll see what that is. Then Boolean data type or bool, it is true and false, of course. Then we have binary data types, bytes, byte array, memory view. Hello Harsh, hello Harsh. Please subscribe if you are enjoying the live stream. And here we are learning or basically revising the Python stuff. Okay, so we have the binary data types, byte, byte array, and memory view, and then we have unknown data type. Now, for getting the data type, I already told you that we can use the type keyword for getting the data type. So that is with the data types. We will keep encountering multiple data types and we will keep going through that as and when we continue with this. Now coming on to the first data type, that is numbers. Okay, what are you doing here? I did here. I think I explained that already, Rash. We are going through the Python basics. We're revising the Python basics so can we can prep for ROS and other complicated robotic stuff. So that is the goal. Okay, so coming on to Python numbers, we have three numeric types in Python: int, float, and complex. Okay, int, float, and complex. As I told you, int is integers, float is decimal, and complex is the complex data type. So let me first tell you the complex data type. Int and float are clear. So int is if you say like x equal to 1, that is integer data type. If you say 1.1, it becomes a floating type data type or a float data type. But if you say 1j, now this becomes a complex numeric data type. Why are you teaching at night when no one is present? Bro, yeah, that's a nice question because I actually I am revising the stuff. That it's my personal goal to learn robotics this year, and I come from a JavaScript background, so I have a lot of knowledge in JavaScript, but my knowledge in Python is a bit less, or I have not like done actual coding in Python for a very long time. And to learn robotics, you need AI, basically the computer vision and the robotics kind of stuff. You need to know Python and C++. So we are going to learn Python and C++. So I'm just revising the stuff. I'm using the this thing W3 schools, the curriculum of W3 schools to go over that. And if any one of you are like me, and if you are like if you want to learn Python or if you want to revise the basics of Python, like you can enjoy the live stream. Or and even if the live stream ends, you can watch it. Okay. Do you have a job? Yes, of course, I have a job, and that's why I'm sitting here at night because in the daytime I don't get time. Yeah, this is one another reason, Harsh, that why I am sitting here at night because in the morning I have a job to attend to. Okay, so let's continue. So this is the complex data type. So when you use this J thing, so this is the equivalent of iota or I. So if I say 3 plus 5j. So we can say it like that. So 3 plus 1j. So this is a complex number. Rush typing, like if you will even type something for one, I'll answer you. You don't have to type multiple times to don't have to type the same question multiple times. I'll still answer you if you'll type once, okay? So no issues. Yeah. So this is how you write the complex numbers. So this is how you write complex numbers in general also. So this is how you write complex numbers in Python. Instead of I, just we have the j, which is the equivalent of iota. And again, positive, negative, everything is possible. Now in Python, we can use multiple notations to write the numbers. For example, you can use the scientific number as well. So I can use these kind of numbers e to denote the power of 10. So if I say x equal to 35 e3, okay, and 35 e3, and if I print this, okay, so uh, we are getting an error that local var is not defined, but we have used the global keyword, so it should be defined. Okay, that function is not called before using the local var. So this should shift here, and then probably if I run the script, yeah, you can see now the local var is defined some value. Okay, and I have used x this, and I have not printed the x. I want to show you the value of x. No, bro, I'm not from IIT. I am not from IIT. Okay, next is okay, so this is how you can see. So 35 E3, that is 35 into 10 to the power 3, that is 35,000, and you can see that we have 35,000 here. So you can use E, you can use a capital E like this. It will still give the same value, or you can also use uh, E after the decimal. So if I say like point 2, like, or just 0.35 E3, and this should still work. Okay, so if we do this, and you can see that we are getting 350 because 0.35 into 10 to the power 3, that is 350. So that is also possible. Okay, great, great. Now next is conversion. Okay, we can convert from one type to another. So if I put like type conversion, we have already seen how we can do. We can use this type of keywords. So if for example my x is complex, if I delete this, now my x is a complex number. You can see my x is a complex number. We can convert it to a integer probably. So let's see how it works. So if I say y equal to int x like this, and if I say print y like this, if I run this, let's see what happens. Okay, it says that int argument must be a string, byte like objects or real number, not complex. Okay, so we cannot convert complex number into a string. Okay, it says that you can convert one type to another with int, float, and complex methods. Okay, so x we have converted to float, y we have converted to int. Convert from int to complex. Okay, you cannot convert complex numbers into another number type. Okay, this is important. This is important. Cannot convert complex numbers to another type. Okay. Hi, Sarthak. Hi, Sarthak. Please give a subscribe. We are revising Python basics here. So, for eventually learning robotics. Yeah. So, this is a complex number, and we cannot convert complex numbers to another type. So, I cannot do x to int x if x is a complex. But if it is something else, for example, 3, then I can definitely do complex like this, and this should work. Okay, I have not saved it. Let's save. Enter. And you can see that 3 is an integer, it has been converted to complex 3 plus 0j. आप किसको पढ़ा रहे हो यार? किसी को मैं पढ़ा नहीं रहा हूँ. I am actually revising the stuff myself and I am doing it live so that anyone else like you can benefit from it if they are watching. And we will do these lives often. Yeah. So this is a start. We have to start at some point, right? So this is the start for 2026. And if you want to learn robotics in 2026, which is my goal for 2026, you can subscribe to the channel, and we will do these live streams often, and you can join the live streams. Okay, so this covers Python numbers. So we have learned about integer, we have learned about complex, we have learned about the float. We learned how to convert one data type to another. We learned about the scientific data type. Okay, we'll write this so that we can have this script as a reference. So I can do 3e5 something like that, and this will be, this e is 10 to the power 5, so that we can use the scientific notation, we can use the uh, integer and floating and complex. That's great. And yeah, we cannot convert complex numbers to another type. So that is for this numbers. Now, how to create random numbers? Now, Python does not have a random function to make random numbers. Okay, but Python has a built-in module called random that can be used to make random numbers. Okay, great. So that takes us to an interesting thing, that how to use modules to use our module, whether it is a built-in or it is external module which we have installed using pip, we have to use the import keyword. Now it is the same as we use in JavaScript. So what you can do is import and do random like this. Okay, so this is a built-in module which is there in Python. And now if we say random anything 1 to 100. Okay, so we cannot do like this. We have to say random dot rand range. Okay, this is the way we do it. Random dot rand range. Okay, this is how you do it. Random dot rand range 1 to 100. And if we do something else like z equal to this, let's print z. And if I run the script, you can see we're getting a random value. And I guess one is inclusive and the other number is exclusive. Okay, stop start. Does it give you something? This thing. Choose a random item from range. Okay, supports arbitrary large ranges and is optimized for common gains cases. Okay, so we will see that in the random module, what exactly is inclusive and exclusive. But I guess it is something like that, that one of the two numbers is inclusive and the other is exclusive. I just don't remember whether it is the first one or the last one. So we'll see that. So, but this is how basically you use the random module and the rand range function, and this is how you create a random number. Okay, great. Now let's go to Python casting. Specify a variable type. There may be times when you want to specify a type onto variable. This can be done with casting. There may be times when you want to specify a type onto a variable. This can be done with casting. Python is an object-oriented language, and as such, it uses classes to define data types, including its primitive types. Okay, Casting in Python is therefore done using constructor functions. Now, there's a lot of jargon in this statement. Now, you need to be from the programming background. Like, if you have worked in any other programming language, you will be able to understand what are primitive types and what it means when it says that Python is an object-oriented language and it uses classes to define data types. If not, then we will discuss that again in when we will go through the OOPS section, okay, or the object-oriented programming section. Right now, let's continue with it. So casting in Python is therefore done using constructor functions, int, float, and string. So int constructs an integer number from integer literal, floating literal, removing all decimals, or string literal, providing the string represents a whole number. Okay, so we can use int, float, or string keywords. So how do we do that? So if we have a string, for example, x is equal to 3. So since I have put this 3 in double quotes, so this is a string. Okay, I hope that should be clear. Now, if I want to, uh, let me show you this in case if for some of you it is not clear. So I'll just show you. So x plus 4, if I do this, I don't know what will happen. In JavaScript, I should get 34. I don't know what happens in Python. Okay, I don't want to select an interpreter. How do I close this? We already have created Python. Cancel. Okay. So here, yeah. So if I just run the script like this, yeah, it says that it gives me a type error. Okay, we cannot concatenate string like this. You cannot just do print x to x plus 4. Like if x is a string and we cannot just add 4 to it, it will give us an error in Python. Great. Understood. Now what we can do is we can do a typecasting. We can cast it to another data type, for example, int. So if I say int x like this, now int has been casted to a whole number. And now if I run this, I think I should not get any error. And you can see that we are getting 7. Okay, this 42 is coming from the random this thing. I'll just comment this out. Okay, so here is the 7. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay. Hi. Hi guys. Hi. If you have any doubt, please ask. We are going through Python basics for learning robotics eventually, for learning ROS. Yeah. And we are currently at typecasting. So this is how you do typecasting in Python. So you can use the int keyword, you can use the float keyword, and you can use the str keyword, these keywords to typecast things into another data type, into float or string. Okay. Now let's come to Python strings. Okay. Let's come to strings. Great. So the first data type which we covered was int. We covered integer, float, and complex data types. Then we covered how to create a random range using the random module, the built-in random module. And then we covered how to do typecasting in Python. Now let's come on to the next data type, which is strings. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So Strings are strings in Python are surrounded by either quotation marks or double quotation marks. We already discussed we can use single quotation marks or we can use double quotation marks like we have used here. You can display a string literal with the print function as we have been doing all along. We can use the print function to display the strings. Quotes inside quotes. You can also use quotes inside a string as long as they don't match the quotes surrounding the string. Okay, let's understand this. So, if this is a string, so you can see that outside we have used single quotes and inside we have used double quotes, and we can do the other way around also. So we can out have double quotes at outside and single quotes in the inside, and this is perfectly fine. And let's see the result. Yeah, he is called Johnny, like this. Assign string to a variable. Yes, we can of course assign strings to variable. We have been doing that here also. We have done that. Okay, multi-line string. Yeah, this is interesting. You can assign a multi-line string to a variable by using three quotes. So if you want to assign a multi-line string, then you have to use three quotes. Okay, so this, let me just copy and paste like this. So if you use three quotes, then we can write multi-line string. Okay, let's see the output. Save this, and here we go. And similarly, we can do the same thing using single quotes as well. Okay. Now, strings are arrays. Like many other popular programming languages, strings in Python are arrays of Unicode characters. Okay, so it is the same as JavaScript. So you can access the string using the indices of that string. You can use the square bracket to get the character on that particular string. For example, if I want to get this O, now in every programming language, all the indices start from 0. So this should start from 0. This should 1. If this should be 1. So if I want to get this O, I should be able to type 1 here, and we should get O in the output, and it should be perfectly fine. Let's see. And we are getting O. So this is how we can do that. Looping through strings. Since strings are arrays, we can loop through the characters in a string with a for loop. Okay, and that will introduce us to the for loop in Python. How do we write for loops? So we can say for x in, say, a, then again we have to use this kind of syntax. And if we say print a, sorry, print x. Okay, so similar syntax as in JavaScript. So here a lot of syntax is relaxed. The for in loop exists in JavaScript as well. Just we have to make sure about the indentation and the colon, and that's good to go. So here we do like this, and you can see we are getting all the characters. Great. Okay, check string. To check a certain phrase or a character is present in a string, we use the in keyword. Great. So if you want to check a certain phrase or character, this is very powerful. This is very useful. I have seen this thing being used a lot of time in a lot of certain things, where you have to search a part in that particular text. For example, this is our text, and if I have to search a part, for example, I have to search do, or this said do. So what I can do, I can use the in keyword. So what we can do, we can just say uh, like this, print said do in a, like this. And what it gives, let's see. We'll just comment this out. We don't need this. Control S, run, and we'll get a true or false. So we can just search for any string which is there inside a particular string using the in keyword. Okay, we can use it in a if statement. So if we want to do some conditional matching, like if this thing happens, or if this particular term is there in the string, do this. If not, do something else. So we can do that stuff. Okay. Check if not. Okay, we can also use check if not to check if a certain phrase or character is not present in the string. We can use the not in keyword. Great. So for example, any word which is not there in A, if I say print anything, XYZ probably, and we say not in A, I think we should get true here. Yes. And if something is present, for example, if I say not here, we will get this as false. We will get this as false. Yeah, great. So this is something. So what we have learned till now, we have learned that you can use single quote, double quotes. We can use the single quotes and double quotes inside each other as long as the quotes doesn't match. Then we can use the strings as arrays. So basically we can loop through them. We can use indices to address them, and we can use in or not in to find a substring inside the array. Now, how to find the string length? We can use a len function. So how do you use the len function? So for example, we can say print len a, simple, and it will just count all the characters in A. I mean, it should count all the characters in A. Let's see. Yeah, 123. That's fine. It must have 123 characters. So we can use len A to basically count all the characters in uh, A. Okay. So so that that's the basic introduction about strings. Now, next, slicing strings. You can return a range of characters by using the slice syntax. Again, this is also something which is very widely used in Python, and we will write this. We'll write these things so that this file will be available to us as a reference. Okay, so you can return a range of characters by using the slice syntax. Specify the start index and the end index separated by a colon to return a part of the string. So if I want to say capture some part of the string of A, what we can do is we can say print, then we can do A, then these square brackets, and now we have to mention the indices. For example, if I want to say 2 to 10, now what it should give me is this is 0, 1, 2. So from R till the 10th index, and I think the 10th one is not included, so that will be available to us. So let's see, and you can see so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So yes, the 10 is not included. So from 2 till 9, so still from index number 2 till index number 9, we will get the characters using the this technique. Now, if you have to slice from start instead of using the either you can do 0 to 10, or you can just leave this empty. So you can just say print something like A colon 5. Hi, buddy. Hi. Thank you for watching till this late. And if you're finding it interesting, please like the stream, or just subscribe to the channel. That'll be great. Yeah. So, so here A, and this will slice the string from the beginning. So from L we will get up to fourth index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should get the complete lorem word 0 to 4. Let's see that. And you can see, yes, we're getting lorem, right? Now slicing to the end. If you want to slice till the end, we have to just specify the starting character, starting index, and we have to keep the ending one blank. So let's try that. We'll keep the ending blank and we will say something like we had 123 characters, right? So we can say probably 120 here. Let's see what it gives. It gives UA dot, UA dot, basically the last three characters. Yeah, great. Negative indexing. Use negative indexes to start the slice from the end of the string, from the end of the string. Okay. So, okay, use negative indices to start the slice from the end of the string. Okay, so let's copy this example and then let's study and understand what this means to say. So this says that from minus 5 to minus 2. So we are counting from end. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should start from W 0, 1, 2 and it should give me till 2 which in which 2 should not be included, so it should give me W and O. So is it the case? Let's see. No, it gives me WORL. Okay, why it gives me like that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1. Okay, so when we start from behind, the indices doesn't start from basically 0, it starts from 1 minus 1 basically. So this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. Okay, so this is like that. So minus 5, so it starts from here, from O, and then it goes to minus 2, so minus 1, minus 2. Okay, and here the last index is included. So minus 1, sorry, it is still not included. Okay, fine. So here's now it is clear. Let me show you again. Yeah, minus 1, minus 2. So this is minus 2, D is minus 2, L is minus 3, R is minus 4, O is minus 5. So minus 5 minus 4 minus 3. 2 will not be included, so we get ORL. Now that is clear. So if I want to, now I can do any word. Now I can do any like substring. So if I want to probably just display out D, what should I do? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. I should cache the third. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Sorry, it will catch L. I should okay, just let's display L. So my just let's display L. So it is minus 3 starting, minus 2 ending. It should display L. That should be the case. Let's go. And we are getting L. Great. So this is how negative indices work. Nice. I hope you guys also understood that. So this is how negative indices work, and this is how the complete slice thing works. So you can define two numbers in square bracket and it will slice that part of the substring. If you want to start from the beginning, you can leave the starting index blank. If you want to go to the end, you can leave the ending index blank. And if you want to count from behind, you can use the negative, basically negative numbers. And when you're using the negative numbers, the counting starts from minus 1. Okay. Now let's go to modify strings. Python is a set of built-in methods that you can use on string. Okay, so there are built-in methods as in JavaScript. So let's learn those. First is the uppercase. So you can use something like uh, b dot upper to convert it into uppercase. And you can see this thing is converted to uppercase. Similarly, we have the lowercase. So we have the lower remove white space. So we have a strip function. Then we have a replace function. Okay, let's see how the replace function works. So lower is pretty straightforward. It will convert to lowercase. Strip strip will basically remove any white space from the beginning or the end. Okay, so if I have, for example, this white space at the end, okay, now if I print it, we cannot see it, but we have the white space. Okay, if we have at the starting, probably then we will be able to see it. Yeah, you can see that we are getting the white space in the beginning, and we are getting, which we cannot see, the white space at the end as well. So if I do strip here, that should be stripped. Yeah, all the white spaces at towards the beginning and the end are gone. Now the next is replace keyword. So if I do replace and it replaces a string with another string. So here we have to provide a substring and we have to provide a replacement substring. So instead of world, for example, I want to say YouTube like this, and it should replace. Yeah, hello YouTube. And can we chain those different words like we do in JavaScript? So if I do strip, okay, it should not be done like this probably. Yeah, yeah, it should be done like this, I think. I, yeah, great. So we can change those functions as well. So replace and then we can do strip. So replace first replaced the keywords, replaced the word which we specified here, and then we use the strip which removed the white space from the beginning and the end. Great. Now we can use the uh, split string method. Another method is the split. The split method returns a list where the text between the specified separator becomes the list item. Okay, what does that mean? The split method splits the substring if it finds the instances of the separator. Great. This is also something which is used a lot. So we can say print and we can separate at any separator. For example, here we have a comma, so we can separate it from there. So we can say b dot split, and here we can say comma like this. It should be in quotes, and this should separate our words. You can see that we got a list of two words, hello and world, including the ending and leading spaces using the when we split using the comma. And we can use any other separator as well. So for example, if I wanted to separate with the exclamation mark, we just have to change the exclamation. We just have to change it to exclamation mark here, and we should be good to go. Okay, nice. You can see that we have some space here, which is the space which we added here, and here we have the hello world, and we have the complete word separated from the exclamation mark. Thank you so much, guys, who are watching right now. And it's late at night, and my energy is going down. So please hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. That'll keep my energy pumped up. I have to complete at least till strings today. So we will complete the strings together, and then we will end the live stream. So we have few more topics left. We have concatenate strings, format strings, escape characters, string method, and uh, basically string method. So four topics we have left, which we have to revise today, and then we can call off the live stream. Till then, please, please hit the like button, and let's keep the energy up. Okay, so we discussed about the few built-in string methods. Discussed about upper, we discussed about lower, then we discussed about strip to remove the white space. We discussed about replace to replace a particular substring inside a string, and we used the split to split the string into a list. Okay. Next, go to concatenation, string concatenation. So we have already seen that we can use the plus operator for the concatenation. Let's copy and paste once more. Great. And let's see how this works. And yeah, this is how it works. So we can just do a plus b, and it concatenates the both the words a, which is the values of a and b. To add a space between them, add a space. We can add a space between them using a space like this. Great. And I think this should add the space. Yes. Okay. So this is the basic way of doing string concatenation in Python using the plus sign. Great. Next is string formatting. So we can combine string and numbers using the plus keyword, but we tried that and did not work. Okay, I understood. So we cannot do the plus keyword directly in the print command, but we can use the print key. You can use the plus keyword to concatenate the integer and the string data type outside the print command, and then we can use to print it. For example, here we have a equal to hello. Okay, so we can have something else. For example, we already have a number. Okay, let's define another number. So let's say x is equal to 3. Now we can do y equal to a plus x, and if I print y, I should get, okay, it says that it cannot concatenate. Okay, we cannot combine strings and numbers like this. Okay, understood. So this is wrong. Yeah, what we did earlier was correct. This is not possible in Python. So this is important learning if you're coming from a JavaScript background, that we cannot use the plus operator on two different data types. We already discussed this, but yeah, I just misread here. So we cannot combine string and numbers like this. So how do we use the numbers inside the string? You can use f strings. F string was introduced in Python 3.6 and is now the preferred way of formatting strings. Okay. To specify a string as a f string, simply put a f in front of the string literal and add curly brackets as placeholders for variables and other operation. Okay, so if I want to use X and Y together, I have to use, we'll just comment this out, otherwise it'll give us an error. And here we will say print and okay, sorry, not this. This will not comment out. Okay, here we will do F and then we will write everything as a string. Actually, we will leave this, add a comment here. We will create something new. So we will say y is equal to, yeah, f string. So this is f string, f and then double quotes. Then what we want to do, we want to use the value of x with a. So here we will say a and then in curly brackets we have to say x like this. And that's it. This is how you use f strings. Great. And we get a3. Okay, we don't want to use a here, we want to use the value of a. Now, how do we do that? I think that we should be able to write a as well in curly braces and we should be good to go. Hello 3, nice. So this is the way how you format strings in Python. You use the f string, which I already told you that is the preferred way of formatting the strings and using different data types in a single string. So this is how you do it. F quotes and finally the values inside curly braces. Great. Next is escape characters. To insert characters that are illegal in a string, we use an escape character. An escape character is a backslash followed by the character you want to insert, similar to most of the programming languages. An example of an illegal character is a double quote inside a string that is surrounded by double quote, of course. So I cannot do something like this. So if I take this example, let's copy this, paste it here, and instead of single quotes, if I have double quotes here, so this is incorrect. We will get an error. We are already getting an error that this was not closed by balance because it is treating that the string started from here and it ended here, and this complete part is basically an error. So we should have closed the bracket here, then some keyword should have come here, which is not the case. So if we want to write this, we can use the backslash as the escape character. Okay, so with the backslash, the next character is escaped. So Python is not seeing this particular character, and here also we will put a backslash and the error goes away. Now let's see the output. What is the output? And here we go. So we can use such kind of illegal characters in a string with the escape character. There are other escape characters also. For example, uh, hi Neerath, Subco. Nice. We have 4 viewers. Thank you so much. Like it's what's the time right now? It's 2:17 a.m. Great guys. Thank you so much for watching till now. मत पढ़ाओ यार पढ़ा नहीं रहा हूँ मैं आई एम लर्निंग माई सेल्फ मेरे को रोबोटिक्स सीखनी है आई वांट टू लर्न रोबोटिक्स दिस ईयर एंड उसके लिए मुझे पाइथन रिवाइज करनी है एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई एम डूइंग आई हैव कम फ्रॉम द जावास्क्रिप्ट बैकग्राउंड एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम doing this क्या कहते हैं but we just have one topic left and then we can chat with we have 4 viewers so if you have any question you guys you can ask me but let me just cover one more topic and we'll be good to go and tell me guys feedback दे दो यार कुछ if you are liking it not liking it whatever like I am doing I have posted I have I'm doing the live for the first time and I have posted anything on my YouTube channel for I have not posted for last 3 years probably. So if you're liking it, please give a like or just try it here. It'll you know do something to my energy and motivation. I'll feel pumped up a little bit from you guys. Yeah. So basically, so there are other escape characters as well. So this is one of the escape character. The other one is the backlash new line. So we can do backslash and N for a new line, backslash R for carriage return, slash T for tab, slash P for backspace, slash F for form feed, slash triple O for an octal value, and slash XHH for a hex value. Okay, we don't need to remember it. Yeah, we just need to know that okay, whenever the backslash comes, it generally have some meaning. Okay, that meaning we can like look up whenever it is required. Okay, coming to the last topic of today, string methods. So Python is a set of built-in methods that you can use on string. All string methods return new values. They do not change the original string. Okay, so there are a lot of methods. Obviously, nobody's going to remember these methods. Basically, capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, ends with, expand, tabs, find, format, blah blah blah. So there are a lot of these methods which can be referred to. But okay, these built-in methods are really handy, and like when we will make projects or when we will do actual coding in Python, we will encounter these kind of this thing, and we will get to know what those are. So that is the thing. Like if you want to see, I can show it to you. Yeah, these are the methods which are there. So capitalize, case fold, convert string into lowercase. Okay, we can use lower for that as well. Returns a centered string. Okay, returns the number of times specified value occurs in string. Okay, encoded version of a string. Returns true if a string ends with a specific value. Understood. Great. So, so that ends the strings topic for us. Now, Python booleans, which we will cover probably tomorrow or in the next live stream. Okay, we still have one viewer. So finally, congratulations for making it till the end. So, like, can you tell me in the chat, like, what is your name? Who are you? Like, watching till now. Hi, are you listening? Like, like, do you have a question or do you want to chat or otherwise we'll just end the live stream. Okay, I guess you are not in a mood to chat. So I hope you have at least liked the live stream or you have subscribed to the channel. And thank you so much for watching till now. And it really gives me motivation that someone is watching this stream like till now. That's great. Thank you so much. And see you in another live stream probably tomorrow or whenever I get time. I'll try to update in the community post. So if you have subscribed me, you will probably get a notification about that. See you till then. Take care. Bye bye.